So what I'm about to tell you is truth. I didn't make none of this up, and it came from me. Now, for those of you that's new to this channel, I'm Josh. Pretty new on YouTube. I upload random videos at times, of different things. So I usually don't make videos like this, and you already can tell what this video is about from the title. Now, let me start off by saying I believe in something after death. I don't know if that is God of the Bible, Jesus Christ, heaven, hell. I lean more towards, God. I'm not afraid or shy to admit it. I lean towards God and, Jesus, just because that's what I was brought up in. God, I'm sweating. That's how nervous I am right now. So there's a difference between a dream and visions. Like a dream and a vision. I think, dreams is just like pretty random. You dream at night, you don't really remember what it is, and you wake up, you forget you even dreamt. Whereas a vision, if you have a vision, you will remember every detail vividly, and it will be stuck with you throughout the day, throughout the week, throughout the months, throughout years. It will be stuck with you. You remember key details in that vision. You just remember everything, and it just sits with you, like, you know what I mean. It sits with you, and you just keep thinking about it. So I think that's the difference between a vision and a dream, a regular dream. So last night, in my heart, I feel like I had a vision, like a premonition or a vision from something else. I don't want to sound crazy because I'm not, man, but this is just how crazy and realistic and how real this shit felt last night. I'm not really the type to remember my dream. Like, I don't really remember my dreams at all. I wake up, I forget. But last night, I had a crazy premonition, vision, dream, whatever you guys want to call it. I'm going to call it a... I usually don't smoke a camera, but sorry, I need this damn cigarette right now while I'm explaining this vision. It's not a story. So, last night, fell asleep around 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. Regular night, just like any other night. My wife's next to me, my son's sleeping in his room. And before I tell you this, I think I should tell you, for the past couple nights, I've been like having dreams, I think, where like I'm laying in bed and I'm awake, but something's coming to me going, wake up, like in my face, but I can't see the face. It's like all black and shadowy, but they're like standing over me, and then when I notice they're there, they'll say, wake up, and then I'll wake up. That's happened for the past 2 nights. Then this dream happened right here. So in my dream, in my vision, I don't want to call it a dream, sorry. So in my vision, it's me, my wife, my son, and a couple other people that, that doesn't really matter. I mean, they matter, but not in the vision that I had. So in the vision, I live right next to Philadelphia. You can look at my windows, see Philly. So we're in the city, we're in Philly, and I think we're on South Street. And it's at nighttime. It must have been a spring or warm day because we didn't have no sweaters on. Probably around 6 in the evening. And we're walking, and we just feel like a low grumbling in the ground. Then it starts getting violent. Now, it's an earthquake. It's not just an earthquake on the East Coast. The whole world started like earthquaking, like started to shake. And I knew it wasn't just our spot. I knew it was the world. Don't tell me I knew. I just knew. Like, I knew it was the whole earth shaking and rumbling. Like, there's never been earthquakes like this before, ever. Like, this was the strongest earthquake ever, like, in my vision. This was the strongest earthquake ever to hit before, ever. It will never hit this strong again. So we're walking, and the earth, the ground, everything starts shaking violently, shaking, real hard. and it never really stops. It just slows down, and it just always stays at like a constant grumble, like a rumble, like you could feel it, but it wasn't as violent as just before. So after everything starts shaking, I look in the sky, and you just see this. I guess what I would explain it as, like, it's not the moon. I know what it is now. I already know. So, but at the time, I'm trying to explain it. Just imagine how the moon would look if it was like 10 times closer. So when I look, I see this dark red planet. I knew it was a planet because it's a planet, and it just kept getting closer and closer, and it blocked out the moon, started blocking out the moon, so that gives you like, that tells you how close it was, started blocking out the moon, and then eventually the whole sky, the whole horizon, the whole night sky, like if I'm looking this way, the whole night sky was covered in this red. You could see it was a planet. It was a red planet, like coming real slow. You could see it moving, and it covered the whole sky. But I remember, if I could look this way, if I look that way, you can see the night sky. But if you turn and look this way, you just see the planet. Then the planet got real close where the Earth, it was so weird. Like the Earth stopped spinning and then like started rolling the other way. And then when I tell you that it was so scary in this vision, man. Like everything started moving and falling and breaking, and we're falling, rolling, we're trying to grab our steps. So for some reason, I tell my wife, I said, go down in the subway, go in the basement. I'm in the basement. Go down on the ground, go underground. But me, I'm left up, and I'm just stuck in awe, watching this planet like pass right next to us. And it was a dark red, not like Mars. To me, it was like a gas giant, but red. It wasn't like brownish or rocky. It was like a Jupiter, but red. Man, it was so scary. This thing was so realistic, man. Like I wish like I knew how to explain it like more in depth and more descriptive. So I'm stuck looking in the sky, and like something's telling me, don't look away. I need you to see this. And I remember as I'm thinking that, I get brought up, like I'm in outer space, but I'm not in space where like I'm next to the planet. I'm like on a different plane of existence now, like in a different dimension where I'm looking down, and you can see our solar system, and you just see this massive red gas giant. Massive. It's probably like 3 times the size of Jupiter, literally almost as close to us as our moon was. And then I guess I was brought up to see like the orbits of the planets. So I'm up here, I'm doing this because it's like I'm up looking down. Like, so imagine I'm looking down at the table, and my table is our solar system. And you have this this huge gas giant coming through. And Earth, the planet started, the orbit started fucking up. So Earth, it was weird, because while the planet was coming, here's the planet was coming like this, and Earth is moving. But as the planet got closer, like Earth started going around that planet instead of continuing around the sun. It's weird. It started coming, and then as Earth was going like this, it got brought back around. So we started like to orbit the red giant, and I'm watching this from a different existence. Like, so Earth starts going around the red giant while the red giant is continuing around the sun. So we start going around the giant while we're going around the sun, but then I guess the sun's gravity like pulled us back. So now Earth is in like a figure eight orbit. And the whole time the Earth is like turning. I could tell why I see, because at this time I was still up here. I could see that the Earth, this rotation was different. Instead of spinning on its axis, it was like rolling sideways, if that makes any sense. So I'm watching this, and I'm not in outer space, like I said. It's like I'm in a whole different dimension. It's like I'm looking down. The planets look small to me, like marbles, but I could tell that the planet that came in was humongous. Like 3 to 4 times bigger than Jupiter, and Earth looked so tiny next to it. And I guess I was brought up there to see like how the orbits get affected by this massive thing, by this massive planet. I was shown like how the orbit is gonna, like what's gonna happen with the orbit. So once I seen the orbit started being like a figure eight, I got brought back down to earth. Like I instantly appeared back on earth to where my wife and my son was. And the sky, I can't understand. Like the sky like rolled. I can't really explain it. Like the sky was like a scroll. It rolled back. Like the clouds looked like it rolled back, like scrolled, and you just see this huge fire coming. And I mean like a huge fire. Have you ever seen the movie The Knowing? Like at the end of the movie where you see like the solar flare scorched earth. That's how it was. It was like flames coming, and you could see it all the way. Well, I don't know why, but I felt like I could see it coming from like the other side of the world. Like that's how big this fire was. But something weird happened. So when the fire started coming, like we went deeper underground into like the subway system. And like if you could see the earth, it's like the flames only covered one half of the earth, and the other half of the earth was left unscathed. So like the southern hemisphere was all fire and the northern hemisphere was left not untouched, but like the flames didn't like devour everything. So I don't know if I survived this or not, because this is when I woke up. So I woke up, I'm like, what the fuck? But in my mind I felt like, remember this, do not forget this, this is important, I was shown this. Now, I'm not really a religious person deep down, and I pray sometimes, but I'm not like every day on it. I'm not asking God, show me something. You know, when I was younger, I used to ask God, show me signs, let me know, whatever, but I don't really do that anymore. And I felt like I was shown this, man. I don't know if I'm a prepper. I don't know if I believe in the end of the world scenario or Planet X or Nibiru. I used to, but like as I got older, I stopped believing in that shit, But after I seen this dream and this vision, it was so scary, so realistic, and I haven't thought about Planet X or Nibiru in like 4 years. Like that wasn't even on my mind. So out of nowhere, it's like this happened. I seen this giant crossing the earth. The whole earth started shaking. The orbit got fucked up. I was brought out into like a different dimension, looking down at the orbits of all the planets getting messed up, and Earth becoming in a figure 8. Anyways, I felt like I was shown this, man. I felt like this might happen in the future, near or far future. I don't know. And in this vision, I wasn't given a time frame or a reference, but it felt near, because in the vision, my wife looked the same, I looked the same, and my son maybe was like a little bigger. Not like years later. He was probably like 2 years. He's 2 right now. He's probably like 4, because he was walking like. It wasn't far. In the vision, my son wasn't old. My son was still young. Man, and it just been giving me this weird feeling in me. I felt like I had to share this online, like to get it out, man. And God, if God showed me this vision, I'm truly grateful. I felt like I need to get back to my roots, repent, pray, yeah. I'm man enough to admit, I believe in, something higher than us. And I felt like I was shown this to tell. I felt like I was shown this vision to tell YouTube. I'm not trying to do this for publicity, views, subscriptions, money. No, I just felt all day. I wasn't even gonna make this video, but all day I felt like, man, tell YouTube, tell your vision, tell it online. What do you guys make of this, man? I'm new at this shit. I don't know. I woke up, I was scared. I wasn't kind of scared. I was literally freaked. I woke up in a sweat. It was just scary, and I never really remember my dreams, but this vision is like I remember every detail, man. Like if I had enough time, I could go into details. I could remember what my son had on, I had on, my wife had on. I remember like the weather, where we were in South Street, Philadelphia, and I remember, I'll never forget how it felt to feel the whole planet like shake, man. It was so scary, man. I cannot describe that feeling, man. If that were to really happen, you couldn't even really understand. Like you can't even understand like my fear when I was in a vision, in a dream. Like the fear that I felt, it was like a fear of no other, knowing that the whole planet is just shaking, like, and there's nothing you can do. There's nowhere to hide, nothing. Like it's just the whole earth is shaking, and then like the orbit will start turning. Man, that fucking vision was scary, yo. And I felt like when I was brought up into another plane of existence, and I felt I guess it felt like I was an adult looking down at a little kid's marble set, because that's like the perspective. Like the Earth looked small, the sun looked small, but I could tell that that planet that came into our solar system was humongous, man. But yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys. Like, let me know in the comments what you think, man. I don't know. It's just, if you believe in Planet X and Nibiru, if you believe it's heading towards us, if you believe there's a cover-up, let me know, because I really want to know what you guys think. And if you had any similar premonitions or visions, like almost similar to mine, please share, man. Please let me know. I really want to know that I'm not the only one having dreams and premonitions like that. And I will keep you updated. If I have any more dreams and premonitions, I will keep you updated. I appreciate your time. Thank you so very much for giving me your time, listening to my story. And give this video a like, subscribe, man. I am trying to build my subscriptions, but I did not make this video to gain subscribers, just to let you know. But thanks, man. Take it easy. Hope y'all have a good day. Stay safe.